Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn from Florals.com and I'm back for another face-to-face video. And I didn't expect to film these so close together, but you know, we're nearing the end of the month, so these sort of things tend to happen. But for today, I have the Scrappy Tag for 2020, which was created by Pink Glitter Scrapper, also known as Lisa. And if you guys haven't checked her out yet, I'll have her link down below since this is her tag. Now, I don't think I was explicitly tagged by anyone, but I haven't gotten through my whole subscription box list of tag videos yet. So if someone did tag me, thank you. But I knew I wanted to jump on when Lisa said everyone was tagged because I always love watching these and you get to learn a little bit more about people, especially people we love to watch, and you know, just know more about their preferences and things we don't normally talk about. So I thought this would be a super fun video to share with you guys today. So I have my phone with all of the questions that Lisa put together here, and we can just dive right into it. So the first one is, what is your social media name and how did you come up with it? If it's your legal name, what other names would you use? So currently my name here on YouTube is my legal name, just KATELYNCLARY. I do have all my other social medias are under the handle Florals, which I have had for 6 years now. I had several other names before that. Even this channel used to be named other things. So I don't know if any of you guys were here back in the day 10 years ago when I made it, but it was originally Katelyn's Craft Corner. Way back in the day. And again, I've had several iterations since then, but when Google did all that stuff and you could have a Google Plus account and all that stuff, it became my name. And then I kept it as that, and that's what stuck. And most people know me by Katelyn or by Florals, which is all of my social media tags like Instagram, my Facebook page, Patreon, all of that stuff is under my crafty name, Florals, including my website, grayflorals.com. So number 2 is, what is your favorite snack while crafting? Now, I don't normally snack or eat while I craft, mainly because if I'm getting inky, if there's mixed media involved, there's no room on my desk for snacks. Oftentimes, I will have a drink, which is water. I don't often bring anything else into my crafty space in terms of snacks. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever really snacked while crafting. It's just not something I can multitask while doing, and I love multitasking, so I'm surprised I haven't done that yet. But if I did bring in a snack, maybe like cheddar blast goldfish are one of my favorite snacks right now. So maybe those will make an appearance on my craft table sometime soon. But usually there's not enough room for a snack to be placed, and I don't want to put it on the floor, so I don't end up snacking. Number 3 is, what is the environment like when you're creating? Is it quiet? Is the TV on, or other sounds? This really depends on the day. I listen to a ton of stuff or watch a ton of stuff while I'm scrapbooking. As long as there's no live audio. Some of my videos, especially for Patreon, include live audio, and for those, even though I'm filming for an hour or 2 at a time, I can't have anything else playing because I need to be speaking a majority of the time. So no music, no podcasts, no movies, no YouTube. But if it's a normal process video or if I'm just crafting for fun, usually my first go-to is YouTube. Second, if I need to focus on the project and not have any visual impairments, podcasts. Rarely music. I usually save music for work, actual work, you know, my full-time job, because that is a lot less distracting for me. And then occasionally Netflix show, because right now I'm watching Unsolved Mystery Season 2. So that's currently what has been on my phone for my entertainment purposes. Number 4 is, what are your current favorite colors to create with? I think this month in particular, the yellow train has come back. I have been putting pops of yellow on all of my projects, which is such a happy, happy color. But traditionally, I tend to gravitate towards blues and greens, but the occasional orange and pink combos in there. The only color that I don't scrapbook with often is purple, but every time I scrapbook with it, I adore the results. So I don't know why I don't use purple as often, but I did have purple in this month's kit, so I guess I'm a rainbow crafter right now, but generally blue is one of my go-to colors in all shades. Number 5 is go-to patterns, florals, plaid, circles, whatever. Okay, so I would say my go-to pattern is floral, hence my namesake, Florals. I adore florals in my clothing, bedding, home goods, florals everywhere. If I could have florals everywhere, I would. I don't. I try to, you know, keep myself balanced between all the patterns, but florals are definitely my number 1. Number 2 might be stripes or polka dots, but I think florals are definitely a top hit for me. Number 6 is, what are your favorite techniques, mixed media, shakers, etc. I think currently, thanks to my series going on my channel right now, which is called Minimal Mixed Media, I've been doing a ton of mixed media, which is generally outside of my comfort zone. But since I have this minimal factor in there, I don't do a ton of stuff that is super duper scary, only a little bit scary. So I've definitely been into mixed media lately, and then more of a simpler technique, but ripping papers. I just love ripping my paper. I like a torn edge. Not sure where that came from, but I'm liking that right now. 7 is your favorite new crafty product. So this one I'm not sure is new, but it's pretty new for me, and I do anticipate increasing my collection. But I've recently become obsessed with Nuvo drops. I have 2 colors. I have crystal Nuvo drops in black, and then I have one of the other ones in a gray, like a see-through gray color. So I have those 2, and I reach for them quite often because I love how versatile they are in terms of sizing and placement. And they just substitute so well for the enamel dot colors I don't have. So I've really been loving Nuvo drops lately. And number 8 is, what YouTube content do you enjoy the most? Hauls, room tours, layout shares, process videos, etc. So I'm not sure if this is supposed to be what I like to watch or what I like to film, but in terms of watching, I used to be a huge watcher of hauls and room tours. Now I find that they are enticing to me, so I try to avoid them unless I'm in a good no spend place. But I think I really like layout shares because I like seeing the variety someone does with a specific kit or the specific subject. So like if someone does a Disney layout share, those are really entertaining to me. But I watch a variety of YouTube beyond crafting, so all sorts of process videos for artists as well as scrapbooking are really interesting to me as well. And then in terms of what do I enjoy filming, in case that's what I was supposed to answer for this, I know some people are answering it both ways. I really enjoy filming all sorts of videos. Generally, I really like the kind that are a bit outside of the box because process videos are a bit common nowadays, and you can only do so many different types of spins on it. So I like doing things that are a little bit more interesting, whether it's a challenge or a specific series, like my 6x6 series that I do with Crafty Maggie is super fun because it's a focused technique, so you gotta really think outside the box. It's more of like a challenge. I really enjoy those. So that's that one. Then number 9 is your favorite subject to scrapbook or create about. I think I always have the same answer for this, and that is travel albums. I think it is so much fun to relive the memories while you're scrapbooking them and then having a finished piece afterwards. So like when I finished my Vermont album last year, was that last year or was that this year? I think it was last year. Finishing my Vermont album was super duper fun, and having all of those collection of memories being in that 6x8 album is just, it just means the world to me to have that now that I can, you know, look at forever, and it's all in one spot and it's not sitting on a computer somewhere. So travel albums are definitely my favorite. And I do have quite a few travels that I'm currently working on. I have a Montana Traveler's Notebook I'm currently creating. I have 2 cruise albums, 2 Disney albums that are in the works, and then several one-off Disney pages. So I've got a lot mixed in there, but Disney's becoming one of the high priorities since I was a Disney annual pass holder this past year, so I have a ton to catch up with on that. So that's my favorite subject to scrapbook about. And then we only have a few more questions here. So number 10 is, what is the product your creation must have for you to consider it finished? Journaling, sequins, doodle border, etc. Journaling is definitely not one of them. If you guys saw my last series, which was called After the Glue Dries, you guys will know I have not journaled on a majority of my layouts. Actually, it's probably a sin in some way that I have not journaled on a majority of the pages I've ever created, probably in my whole lifetime. Most of them do not have journaling, or they just have names and dates, which I think can really suffice for some things. So depending on what your preferences are, that series was definitely eye-opening for me to see how things like creating so often thanks to YouTube and Patreon as I do, so I'm producing, you know, at least 20 layouts or projects a month. It can be really hard to keep up with that in terms of the storytelling aspect and putting them away and taking care of those kind of things. But I think what the one product that is a must-have, I don't always have to have sequins or enamel dots. I think it's more so the final touches, which come in so many different forms for me. It could be puffy stickers, it could be wood veneer, it could be enamel dots, Nuvo drops, it could be anything. It's just those small bits and pieces that add that little filler effect. I just need some of those, and I can check that one off the list. Next up is, what 3 crafty products or lines and companies would you bring back? That's kind of hard. Recently I've had a resurgence of old supplies in my stash, so I think one that I really want to bring back that I keep seeing in my stash and I just really miss is Basic Gray, which I know is very, very popular for a lot of people. And along those same lines, I also really liked Cosmo Cricket back in their day. They had just some really cute collections. I still have some of their camping collection that was gifted to me or swapped with me quite a few years ago, and I just haven't used it because it's so cute and retro, and I really love that. And then maybe the last one would be October Afternoon. I have some of their products still as well, and they were just high quality, and their label sticker sheets, and they had a lot of great stuff, so I really miss those. All of those. I miss a lot of them, to be honest, but those were really great ones. Number 12, and the last question is, what is your #1 creative inspiration source? Now, I find this really interesting because I don't often have a direct correlation between when I sit down to create and where the idea came from. Sometimes it's from earlier that week and I can recall that it was this process video or this person's post on Facebook, but other times I'm like, well, I saw this trend happening, and I know Scrappy Fox, or Scrappy Like a Fox, did some great trend like synopsis posts on her Instagram. So I've seen a lot of stuff pop up on her page, so it's not a specific point exactly, but a culmination of things I see in the market, or things I've just wanted to try. So oftentimes I'm inspired by supplies rather than the actual photo itself, which I think is kind of interesting because people are usually the opposite way. So I see supplies, I'll find a photo to go with it rather than find a photo and supplies to go with it. So it's definitely interesting how I am product driven over photo driven right now, but again, things change, and so do people's processes. I definitely used to be more photo driven than product driven, but now I find products that I adore and definitely want to get onto a page faster than I can say so. So I definitely reach for the products that I'm really excited to use to find a match with, because sometimes it's easier that way, but that's just my current preference. So I would say overall, I spend a lot of time on Instagram and YouTube, and I have a ton of people I follow, so many great people. So it really comes from a lot of different places, but I try to cite those when I can. Most recently, I found this wonderful mixed media artist, Ingrid Blackburn, on YouTube, and I found one of her tutorials and watched it and got to use my gelatos in a really fun way, and I uploaded that process video and linked to her channel. So if you guys haven't checked her out, I definitely think she's opened my eyes to some mixed media things, which is perfect for my series going on right now. But yeah, so she's been someone new that I've found lately that really inspired me for that particular page. So that was all of the questions. Hopefully I didn't go too fast, and if you guys do have more questions or want to do a Q&A video with me, leave some comments down below with your questions about anything. I'm definitely an open book. If you guys haven't checked out my Patreon yet, I do complete behind the scenes every single week, full videos, me saying I'm frustrated, me saying I hate my layouts. Anything you can imagine is in those videos over on Patreon, and you can get 4 a month for $1. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll have a link down below. I'll also have Lisa linked down below so you guys can check that out and see the tag that she started and see her answers, and then go from there, because there are several people who have uploaded already, and you guys should too. And I'm going to tag everyone in this as well, because if you have a YouTube, if you have an Instagram, why not do a little get to know you tag like this one and start spreading some more scrappy goodness into the world. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, so you don't miss out on future crafty videos and more. But thank you again so much to Lisa Pink Glitter Scrapper for putting this together, and of course bringing the community together in a fun way while we're all separated and just scrapping our little hearts out while we stay at home. But I hope you're all doing well and doing great, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye guys!